Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks Podcast. It's Monday. It's hot, but not as hot as it's been. It's Mailbag Monday. That's all very exciting. Thanks for being with us. I'm Zawaski with Greg Boysen and Mario Tirabassi. We've got Game 7 tonight. We've got Mailbag Monday today. We've got all of you wonderful people here with us. So please do us a favor while you're sitting here. Hit that like button on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube page as well. Podcast listeners, same deal. Follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Before we get to the mailbag, a couple things we want to let you know about. Tonight, at 7 p.m., the three of us are going to be right back in these seats.
What?
That's right.
What are we doing?
You're going to be here, too, and that there's seat over there. We're going to be doing a watch-along for Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final.
That is a
Oilers
lie.
and Panthers. What?
I'm going to be over there. I'm going to be.
Oh, you're going to be behind us?
Yeah, sitting on a desk out there.
Are you going to bring that chair?
Different chair.
Because I specifically referenced a chair.
Oh shit. Well,
Yeah.
we can discuss.
All right, let's discuss it.
Okay.
Sounds like a good meeting for after the show. So that's happening tonight at 7. Come along, watch the game with us, hang out with us.
Last NHL game of the season.
Yeah, the ultimate game of the season. And I think there's some misconceptions that I'm rooting for the Panthers. I am not. I want Connor McDavid to get his cup.
So what?
I've been saying for the last 3 games that there's no way they beat the Panthers 4 times in a row.
You sure have.
You have.
That is still in play, but
is.
my confidence is waning.
It's going to fall right in line with Stars and 5.
I don't know if you guys get the same thing anytime big hockey events come. Family members sending you like money lines and betting odds. And I'm like, I'm not telling you how to bet this game. I have no feel for this game. I have no idea what to advise. I'm staying away from it. I might do some, prize picks more than less than
props.
sort of things. But in terms of picking a winner, no idea.
Oilers.
No idea.
Oilers have all the momentum. Panthers
Oilers
are
17, Panthers -3.
Momentum is today's starting goalie. That's what Vin Scully said. Something like that.
Sure.
I don't know. It's going to be awesome. That's all I know. I am so excited for it. So there's one big announcement, which we teased on Twitter. The other one is, really excited about this. Wednesday, we're going to have Craig Button on the show.
Yeah.
TSN analyst, draft expert, prospect expert, hockey expert. Really like one of the OG hockey insider, Godfather type guys. Super excited to have him on the show. Thanks to Craig Morgan for his help and helping us get that done. Okay. But really excited. We'll talk to Craig Button Wednesday at 2:30, right when the show starts. Should be awesome to get a final preview before we hit the air for Vegas.
You could say we're putting a button on all our pre-draft coverage.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
The thumbnail writes itself.
That's
Gonna
good.
button down our previews on Wednesday.
Not just a hat rack.
Now, I was speaking at Craig Button. I was looking at the his draft rankings on Elite Prospects, and he had left shoot off at 8th.
Yeah, he's big on Tisha Ginla up at number 3.
Yeah,
it's an interesting one. So I don't know. It'll be. I'm fascinated to get his take on some of those rankings where he sees guys differently than more of the consensus does. But hey, that's why they have. Well, that's why there's 1,000 different rankings, because people have lots of opinions.
Do we want to bring up Wheeler, who put his last mock out over the weekend and made me angry by saying that Demidov was going 5th, and I thought we were over the whole thing. I thought it was over.
He's an agent of the Montreal Canadiens.
That's all. That's the only possible explanation.
He is a assistant general manager. They just haven't announced it yet.
Yeah, I've had to, and again, maybe you guys are in the same boat. I've had to zoom out a little bit this weekend. I had to take a little bit of break from draft consumption.
Yeah.
Because I'm becoming a little bit obsessive about it, which is maybe part of my job. But at the same time, I want to remain objective and make sure all my ducks are in a row. And I finally, last night, was talking to somebody, and I really settled it. I'm happy with either pick.
Yeah,
Demidov,
you should
Levshunov.
be.
If you're asking me to make the pick, I'm taking Demidov. But if it's Levshunov, it makes perfect sense. It checks every box.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to. It's just a preference between 1 and 2, and we'll get to it as we answer our mailbag questions here.
Give me
But
Demidov or give me death.
you're that dug in?
I'm dug in.
All right. I like it.
I'm not going to be enraged, but I'm not going to be
Well, you're going to be
happy.
dead.
I'll be dead.
Yeah, you'll be dead.
It's hard
so
to
it
be
won't
enraged
matter.
when I'm dead.
Yeah.
So,
We'll be out this, like, after the pick's made, we'll be at Circus Swim. I'll just have, like, my foot on Greg's head under the water. This is what he wanted me to do.
you better
I'm
hope
sorry.
to pick
What he
Demidov,
said.
or you're going to have like 4 hours of airtime by yourself.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Mario,
be,
quick call in. Greg died.
It'll be the
come
Chris
back.
Farley show. Remember when the Blackhawks drafted Levshunov?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah, I'm just, I'm excited for this week. I feel like something's going to happen this week, like before the draft.
Hawks are just in
Yeah.
general.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Maybe.
It's just, this is the week, and then we got, free agency starts July 1st. Like, oh my God.
Book on it
Prime
happening
time.
8 minutes after Wheels Up
Yeah.
to Vegas.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Hell
That's
yeah.
what'll happen.
I got to pay that $8 for the
I'm
Wi-Fi.
probably
No
gonna pay it
doubt.
anyway.
We gotta rock paper scissors. Who's buying the Wi-Fi on the flight?
There you go.
Yeah, I might buy it anyway because I'm probably going to work on some other things for the 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because I can't sleep on planes.
No, I can't either.
Too
I
fat.
can't either. All right. Let's crack open the mailbag.
Oh, it's mailbag time. This is exciting.
Did you forget?
No, I didn't. It's
Oh, okay.
it's actually it's Monday.
Yep.
We're doing a mailbag, and
It's
we'll
our
start.
final pre-draft mailbag.
Yes, and
Thank
as we
God.
always do,
Yes.
let's start with the Discord questions. Our diehards. Thank you very much.
Who
for
should they
joining.
pick at number 2?
Yeah, no. This is a draft question, though. It is from Rooney. Rooney.
Rooney.
We made it. Week
did.
of the draft. What's your bold prediction? Big name player traded draft night. Someone trading up. Player going higher than expected. Your choice.
I'm gonna say, for as back and forth as this prospect has gone over this draft cycle of the draft class of 2024, I'm gonna say Cole Eiserman does not fall out of the top 10.
Okay.
I say he still goes top 10. I think
like
there's
that.
going to be a team that believes that, yes, he may be a one-trick pony and may be invisible defensively at times, but that one trick can have you have a long NHL career. I think there's going to be a team that believes in him.
I was going to go the opposite and say Cole Eiserman will still be on the board when the Blackhawks pick 18th.
You almost said Gutman, didn't you?
I'm always thinking about
He's
it.
always
That's
a
yeah.
Cole.
Cole Eiserman will still be on the board at 18,
Yeah,
but the Hawks
hey.
won't take him.
Mine is
That's
very
also
similar.
very possible, yeah.
I'm predicting TJ Gendel goes top 5.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's my
I
prediction.
could see.
Second overall, maybe?
You know what?
No.
I know.
No, but also
but I would be
don't
super
hate
excited
it.
about
Yeah,
it. I'd be super excited about it if they did that.
It'd be like, cool, we got TJ Ginja. Oh, there's Demidov with his third straight 40-goal season. Great. We
yeah,
coulda
but okay,
had
but
that.
let's say Tej is his dad.
That would be
That'd be
wonderful.
awesome.
Like, pretty good, right? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
I'm not.
Jerome McGinley 2.0 would be
I'm not
wonderful.
saying like
yes.
he's going to be that. Like maybe he'll be that.
So many
Less
ifs.
than that, who knows? But yeah, like if they go way off the board and it's like Lidstrom or Iginla or something like that, I'm gonna be shocked, but I also won't be like upset. I think
No.
the only guy that they could pick that I'd be like, I don't see, like, I don't know. I don't see what everyone sees in Salayev.
I was gonna say the same
And
name,
I'm
man.
like, yeah, he's.
we got to start disagreeing.
I don't know.
Stop it.
I feel like, but from what I can tell from what Scott Powers wrote recently this weekend, doesn't seem like that's in their cards. It really does seem like for the Blackhawks, it's down to Levshunov or Demidov. And if you see what Kyle Davidson said this weekend, I believe he was either talking to Ben Pope of the Sun-Times or it might have been Phil Thompson with the Tribune. I forget which one he was talking with, but he basically was just like, we know who we're picking. Like we have all the information. We're confident in our pick. Now we just need to get to the podium. So we'll see.
Yeah, and some people in the chat saying like Danny Wirtz doesn't fly down to Florida to meet Demidov if they're not taking him. Well, the assumption, and maybe if you guys have heard definitively, you could let me know. I would assume he was at those dinners with Levshunov too, when they
I'd
had him in
imagine.
town and they were
Probably.
whining and dining him. So it's a big pick for the franchise. And
Oh, yeah.
Danny Wirtz going down there is doing his due diligence. Now I don't know how much I want. Middling from up top.
Doesn't seem like Danny is the kind of person that's like, respect my hockey knowledge.
Right.
I think he's probably just more of, this is my role is to oversee and be involved in some things.
Pay the bill.
Exactly. Yeah, that too.
Good point. Good point.
I don't think he's going in there throwing his personal hockey opinions around and making people follow them.
He's not a Jerry Jones type guy where he's like, I want this guy. He wants to be involved to the point where he's like, if the kid is a complete peen, he can be like, I don't know if I want this guy on my team. But it's also kind of a cool thing to be like, involved in those process for the prospect to be like, wow, the owner of the team is here. They must really like me.
If I owned a team, I'd be meddling like a mofo, man. I'd be like, where are we going? Who are we picking? Come on. Let me know. This is exciting. Let's get into this. By the way, Bijan says, in their opinion, Kyle from Chicago's honeymoon period is over if he drafts Levshunov. That is a massive, with all due respect, ridiculous statement. That is where most people think the Hawks should pick. Most people, if you look at their mocks, are saying they're going to take Levshunov at 2. That is not a reach. It is not a bad pick. It's not as sexy. It's not as exciting. But if you can have a number one defenseman for a decade, cool. Be happy with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if he picks like Sam Dickinson 2 overall, then you can be like, what are we doing here?
Yes.
That's a he who shall not be named.
If you go way off the board with the pick, you're throwing your nuts on the table with that kind of pick.
And Bijan says 3/4 of Hawks fans want Demidov. That's fine.
It's a good thing that fans don't run sports teams.
But as Buddy Ryan said, when you start listening to the fans, you start sitting with them.
It's true.
Yeah, it's not. They have info on these players that we couldn't even dream of having. So
besides the Packers, they're owned by the fans.
They are owned by the team. Yeah. Yes, exactly. All right, let's keep going.
Demidov.
All right, one more draft question here from our Discord. This comes from Big Wags.
Michael,
what do you think is more likely, the Hawks draft at pick 18 or trade pick 18?
More likely,
correct.
I think they're going to pick.
I think
because there's only, as far as we know, you're looking at Natchez, you're looking at Nikolaj Ehlers, you're looking at guys available at 18 that like might be traded for a pick that high.
Pick, yeah.
There's only so many teams that are going to be in those talks.
Mm-hmm.
And odds are Hawks are not one of those 32. I don't know. So if you're asking me what's more likely, I think they make the pick.
Yeah, I agree. They tried to move up in the draft last year. During the draft, they've already moved up once. I think it's more likely that they use the pick. If they trade it, then I'm hoping that it is someone that is a immediate impact type of player, that is that like kind of high profile guy, and from what seems like is out there and more realistic for the Blackhawks in the trade market, whether it's Natchez or maybe Nikolaj Ehlers or whoever, if it is someone that you can put in that top 6 or on that top line to immediately give someone else to Connor Bedard to play off of and grow with, if the pick isn't Demidov and you make a trade for that kind of player, okay, I'm all right with that. But I still think at the end of the day they'll be announcing a player at 18.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll make the pick. Trading up is very hard to do. That's why you don't see it a whole lot. Not like in the first round, you don't see it a ton.
Yeah.
You'll see it later in the draft.
I mean, there were no trades last year in the first round.
And the Hawks already traded up once. I don't know. The problem with trading up means somebody has to trade down. Mm-hmm. And not a lot of teams are willing to do that.
Right.
Especially those teams way up there, top 10. They're there for a reason. They're bad teams. They need help.
Yep.
So I don't think another trade is going to happen. So if I had to make a prediction, if I had to put a percentage, I would say like 85% sure they're going to pick at 18.
That sounds right.
And just one more little note, too, before we hit the break zone. Watchman Prime says, Kyle Davidson risks a conference rival drafting Demidov. That would potentially haunt the Hawks for years to come if Demidov turns into the star he's projected to become. Yes, but you're also doing that with like, it's not an all or nothing. You're still going to get Levshunov, who's, from all reports, going to be a great defenseman for a really long time. So it's not like it's Demidov or nothing.
Right.
You're getting someone that's going to help you very, very quickly and for a very long time.
If you're thinking that I have to take this player at 2 because man, I don't want him and the Ducks to beat me in the Western Conference Final in 5 years, you're probably on your way out the door of the front office. It's not a great way.
You can't draft scared.
You don't worry about what other teams are going to do. You have to draft for what you want and
who you think is the best
player. If Demidov
player.
is who you feel is the best player, you take him. If Lashunov is who you think is the best player, you take him.
Yep. Right.
Absolutely. Boy, I am tired of sweating out this discussion about who to pick at number 2.
See what he did there,
what has helped me
He's good today.
get over this sweating period is Mando deodorant. Whole body deodorant that will have you smelling great all summer, especially after this pick is made. Mando's array of odor controlling solutions ensures that you'll be fresh from head to toe. The solid stick and the invisible cream tube control odor for 72 hours, but you can start odor control in the shower, just like I did today, with the 4-in-1 cleansing bar and the acidified body wash, which helps stop odor before it even starts. The best part is that they'll all fit in your carry-on, so all 4 of us, no problems with our Mando products getting on the flight on Thursday. All the liquids in the starter pack are under 3.4 ounces, and the deodorant wipes can get you fresh on the go. So, get your Mando starter pack. It is perfect for new customers. Comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash and those deodorant wipes, and free shipping. And we here at CHGO have a discount code to help you get hooked on Mando's favorite smelling whole body deodorants on the market. New customers get $5 off of the starter pack with our exclusive code, CHGO. That equates to over 40% off of your starter pack. Again, use the code CHGO at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com, or the link is in the description below.
That's definitely coming with me to Vegas. The Mando.
Oh, yeah. First thing
it's
I'm
going to be
packing.
109.
Yeah, it's a dry heat, though.
I know. It's going to be great.
Oof. And Charlie says, still sweating from Florida. Wish I had this at Disney. Yeah, dude. I don't know what you're thinking. Going to Disney World in June, unless you're actually trying to become bacon. And
It's his final form.
right, yeah, right. Like that's
Earlier in the chat, he said he listened to 6 hours. He caught up with 6 hours of our podcasts and like 17 minutes before the show
Starting to worry
started.
about you, Charlie.
Yeah,
No,
thank
that's
you. I
really
mean, we love
starting to
you.
worry about you.
Thank you.
By the way, I was in Oak Brook today. I should have dropped in and visited him at his place of business, but I didn't. I suck, and now I feel bad, so I need to go get my head straight with therapy. Love therapy. It's the best day of the week for me.
It's a good thing.
I love it. And when life goes fast, it's important to take moments to celebrate your wins and make adjustments for the rest of the year. Therapy. I'm Jay for therapy. It can help you take stock of your progress and set achievable goals for the next 6 months. I've been going to therapy for 7 years. I started going to therapy when my sister passed, and I have remained in therapy for several reasons. It's made me a better dad, a better husband, a better person, hopefully a better showmate to these guys and coworker to all the people here. It's good for you. Do it. If you're thinking of starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? Entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you do is fill out a questionnaire, and you'll get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So if you don't, really mesh with that therapist right off the hop, you can switch it up. No extra charge with BetterHelp. Take a moment. Visit BetterHelp.com/CHGO today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/CHGO. It's great. And thank you, Anthony, for the thoughts about my sister. That's very nice of you. Therapy's great. I highly endorse therapy. All right.
Hell yeah.
It's a useful tool.
It's a
for sure.
controversial take you're taking there.
Yes.
Okay, let's go back to the mailbag for another one from Discord. This is from AJ Brune.
AJ, he was out at our watch party
Heck
Friday
yeah.
night.
Yes.
Wanted
AJ
to
rules.
make a note of that, too. Shout out to Vito, Jack, AJ, and Rachel, John, and Jordan for coming out to the watch party.
All right.
With
Good time.
Greg and myself out at Salerno's. We had pizza. Most of us had some drinks. We enjoyed the hockey game for Game 6.
Well, AJ and his wife didn't.
Wow, yeah.
They're,
They have Panthers affiliations.
Yes, I believe AJ's wife is from the area,
Yep.
and they were former Panthers season ticket holders. Not going well for them these
Yeah,
days.
so
But
thanks
well,
for coming out, everyone.
Yes.
Hope
Sorry,
to
yeah,
see you at the
I'm
next
sorry I missed it. My daughter was in the championship softball game that
Boo.
ultimately they lost. 7-4. Good game.
Wasn't even worth going out there for.
Right?
Then.
I know.
Told you should have got kicked out after the first.
Don't worry, I berated them after the game and said, "You ruined my night.
Nice.
I could have had pizza from Salerno's, you jerks." Flipped over the Gatorade thing.
Maybe tonight we could do that.
Yeah.
Get your Salerno's.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, let's
All
get
right,
to
AJ, what do you got?
question, and this is about Game 6. He asks, how would you feel about the NHL developing and using a semi-automated offside system like the one UEFA uses for Champions League and the Euros? Our offside is determined on a static line, so this should be absolutely doable. If we're going to insist on using technology to get the call right, I would prefer a system that returns a result in seconds and lets us get on with the game rather than waste a bunch of time trying to count pixels and Zapruder replays. And I'll add, listen to Dave Jackson.
So
I agree with that, but I just don't know what the
offsides in soccer.
I know the difference between the two.
Yeah, so that's why it's easier to do in soccer because the offsides line moves with the last defender.
Oh, wait a minute, how is that easier? It seems harder.
You can't do that with hockey because if you're playing proper defense, you're in front of the guy.
No, but no. It's the blue line.
But the blue line,
and the puck
yeah. So
and a
so
skate.
the blue line, you'd have to track pucks and players and the blue line electronically. And if we're trusting the NHL to do that, I don't trust them to do that.
See, the problem is with offsides, with the moving line in soccer, you're not tracking a foot or a toe or a heel. You're tracking a body. Right?
Well,
So like
no, but you are, because nowadays in this stupid world we live in with VAR or VAR, they will call a guy offside based on literally like a toe. And it's stupid and annoying and it's way too
So
it takes
sounds
forever
like
and it's dumb.
Soccer and the NHL have the same problem and the same reaction to offside, so don't change anything.
get rid of offsides. NHL 94
Yes.
it. Let's
There you
go.
go.
Just get rid of replay completely, except for goals.
I know, but
Yes.
I
Except
agree
for
with you,
goals.
but it's never going to happen. Like
You need to get the
there's
call
too
right.
much on the line with
but
Levi's gambling and everything. They won't.
You have to get the
It
call
just-
right.
I don't know that even though like being the big Oilers fan that I am, lifelong.
You and DJB.
I was happy with the result of that, but just that it was like you gotta like look at it for 2 minutes and zoom in and I think there's a grain of white there. That's not the spirit of replay
Right.
to me. It takes away from the game. They got the call right, but barely.
Right.
So
It also doesn't impact the play. If
I-
you have to
Right.
he was offside by a whisker, then
But as far as like, is there a way that they could just blow the play dead using some sort of technology? I'm not sure how, because you have players crossing the line before the puck. They're defenders. So how do you tell whatever sensor that this guy is okay to cross, but this guy isn't? I don't know how to answer
think
that.
every
I'm
player-
sure there's
so-
a way to do it where they're in their skate. They have a sensor, and the sensor knows, you're a defender at this blue line and you're an offensive player. Like, I'm sure there is a way. I also think they've tried to do stuff with like inside the puck, but it changes the weight of the puck too much where it affects the actual play. So if we're changing the actual puck itself so we can get all these little sensors in there, it's not worth it.
There
What?
already are sensors in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We had Fox tracks in the 90s.
I think
It's the NHL.
I think
think
you just have
I
to.
think you have to-
You
you-
literally have to put a different sensor in every player would need a different sensor in their skate, which would interact with a blue line that would have a sensor in it.
yeah, it's
It's
No.
I don't know.
So
I like the idea,
you-
and change the logo. Set it 45 seconds. If you can't determine it in 45 seconds, the call stands, whatever it was, and you move on.
Yeah, I'm
and
fine with that.
if you have
Or a
you
minute.
have the video replay like review system, right? So what's to say you can't have each game's got extra referees and all that stuff, off ice officials. What's to say you can't have someone in a video room whose job it is to just be like the offsides reviewer or whatever, and every time there's a cross of a zone, if it's not every cross of a zone, but ones that are close,
Yeah.
they go in, they look at the replay, and if in a while the game's still going on, if they have say, hey, this play is offsides, they call in a little buzzer to the ref and say, blow it dead. So that way once that is reviewed and you say, you know what, this play is offsides, before anything happens, call it off.
And King Tanner says they already have sensors stitched in the jerseys, though. That's true, but
They do.
it's not about a shoulder or a helmet. It's about feet. Feet are what determine offsides or not. So
yeah,
it's
but I feel like there's like if you do the motion detector situation or something, I feel like that part of it isn't that hard to figure out technologically.
I think it's
speaking.
It's the NHL. They'll fuck it up.
they should the blue line. If it's offside, just become a wall that just pops up, and everybody just gets
Everyone smashes into the wall.
smashed right into the wall if you're offside. That'll learn them.
Stop. Yeah. There you go. That's a good rule.
By the way,
Parking lot spikes.
yeah,
Yeah.
do not back up.
He's offside and dead.
Well, R.I.P. By the way, if you missed it early in the show, we are going to do a watch along tonight
Yes.
to see if Connor McDavid wins his first Stanley Cup. And 11 years ago today,
Yeah.
Connor McDavid sent out a tweet as the Hawks were hoisting the cup saying, quote, always cool watching the Stanley Cup presented, but at the same time makes me so jealous. Well, tonight's your chance, buddy.
It's 2 years before he was drafted.
I know.
He was so jealous as a 16-year-old to have never won the Stanley Cup yet.
It's ridiculous. Why am I waiting so long? Yeah.
When's it going to be my turn?
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
11
this
years
might be
later.
his best chance.
it's
Hell,
the best
it's
chance
a
so
one
far.
One game to do it.
It's the best chance so
Just gotta
far.
win one.
It's yeah. I mean, it just feels so crazy from Friday night to tonight. It's just been like, it already feels like the Oilers are gonna win, or have won. Like I don't know. I'm looking around, the hockey world, listening to different podcasts and stuff. Like I don't feel like many people are giving the Panthers a chance. Like it feels like collectively, maybe outside of Miami, the hockey world is saying the Oilers are doing this and
Because
McDavid's
the Panthers
getting his
have
cup.
been so bad the last 3 games.
Yeah, they've
And you can argue they shouldn't have won game 1 either. They were severely outplayed, and
Yeah.
Bobrovsky was great. Now
Yeah.
Bobrovsky is
Human. At
and
best.
and that's why. I mean, can't remember a series where one team looked so good the first 3 games and then so bad the second 3 games. It's crazy.
But wasn't game 1 more of a Bob steals it kind of game,
Right,
right?
yeah.
So like even that game, which Edmonton lost,
Yeah, I mean, Edmonton was bad in games 2 and 3, and then good.
then flip the
rest of them.
switch. Yeah.
So yeah,
We'll see. Very exciting. Game 7. Oh, my God.
All right, back to the Discord. The Blue Kazoo asks,
Kazoo.
with it being draft week, obviously we have to ask the super important and hard-hitting questions, so here we go. French toast, waffles,
Ooh,
or pancakes?
boy.
Take all the time you need. I know this is difficult.
All of them are sending me to the toilet. So, just give me the bacon and eggs.
I'll have Mario's waffles then.
Boy, this is a tough one because
Pancakes is third on my list, no matter what. I'm not a pancakes guy.
See, I took French toast off right away.
Oh,
Pancakes are too filling for me.
Gummy.
Pancakes are too filling in the morning.
Yummy.
I like if I eat a plate full of pancakes, I don't want anything else.
Well, how about two of each? 2 toasts, 2 waffles, 2 pancakes. What would you take?
I would take waffles first. I've always loved waffles. Because
are good.
waffles it's like a little ice cube tray for your syrup.
It really
That's
is.
true,
yeah,
yeah.
and your
It
butter.
doesn't get messy.
Little gravy boats.
Yes, they're fantastic. Then French toast too. I'm a big fan of French toast. Pancakes do nothing for me.
Okay.
Even
So-
like fancy, fruit or chocolate chips, they don't do anything for me.
So here's my thought on this. I think about this stuff a lot.
No matter which I'm having Charlie's bacon on
Yeah,
the side.
definitely. Slap some
There we
bacon
go.
jam on that.
Or in the waffles.
I think that the best waffle is better than the best pancake. However, if I have to eliminate these things forever, right? Like, so if I choose one, the other 2 are gone forever. That's the concept here.
I don't think that was the concept, but I mean,
Just pick
sure.
your favorite.
Why not?
Of the 3.
All right, so the best waffle is the best of the 3.
Yeah.
But I think just in general, pancakes are higher floor, lower ceiling. It's pancakes are
They are the
Lashinov, the
Lashinov.
waffles are Demidov.
And French toast is who?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm not a big French toast guy.
I like in the olden days, I would like a nice fluffy French toast first, then before anything else.
There's a place, 2 places actually by me, that do the challah bread French toast.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
That'll do
Hell
it.
yeah.
That would be
amazing.
really good.
Good stuff
Yeah.
right there.
Or a brioche, also a great vehicle for French toast.
Yes.
Well, maybe when Charlie, when he gives us our bacon party,
Still waiting.
Seriously.
he could bring some French toast with him.
That'd be
Sure.
fun. Yeah.
He did say
and
if,
waffles
if it's gummy,
and
you're doing
pancakes.
it wrong.
And I have had
which
Swedish
agree.
pancakes. Swedish pancakes are
Ooh,
good.
yeah.
Yes, they are.
But,
L. Johnson's in Door County. Amazing.
Swedish pancakes are good.
Wait,
Lingonberries.
my wife and her family are Swedish, and we are going to Door County this summer. I will need that name
I'm
later.
a fan of a potato pancake.
Oh,
Those are also very good.
Yeah.
see, they're all great.
Yeah, but to me, they're third on the list. I'm not saying pancakes are bad, but compared to the other two, they're third on the list.
Fair enough.
A little powdered sugar on the French toast, too.
You know what's not third on the list?
Ivan Demidov.
Coors Light.
Yes.
It is delightful. And yes, after losing the championship game
Goes good with
to
pancakes.
those dastardly Tinley Park Thunder, I cracked open a Coors Light or two, possibly 3, when I got home from the game, because it was definitely time to choose chill. You know, it's harder to lose a good game. You know? When everyone's playing well, everyone's doing their job, and you just lose, it's like, man, tough. Coors Light came in handy, because BetterHelp was closed. So when I choose chill, that's what I choose. We all do here at CHGO Blackhawks. It is the best beer to choose chill. That is Coors Light, and it's mountain cold refreshment. You know that when the mountains turn blue, they're pretty blue here. It's as cold as the Rockies. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold baked for a smoother finish. So when you embrace a chill mindset, it's a great time to choose chill and crack open a nice cold Coors Light. Coors Light is crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies make the most out of the times that you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door right now, right in time for Game 7 and our watch-along by going to CoorsLight.com/CHGO. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Coors Light, the official beer of Ivan Demidov.
That's right.
Hey, when it comes to finding your next vehicle after you've sobered up from drinking all that Coors Light, make Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram your number one draft pick this June. Shop Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ramses at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in the wonderful town of Fox Lake. During the Make This the Summer event, find the perfect vehicle and score huge savings, too. For a limited time, lease a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler Willys 4xE for only $419 a month. Or shop over... That's what it says. 4xE, 4xE. That's what it says right there.
I'm looking it up.
Willy Wrangler.
Not to be never mind that. Not a Willy Wrangler, but a Wrangler Willys. You could shop
yeah,
over
4xE.
125 vehicles priced $20,000 or less. Let the amazing team at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram help you land the perfect vehicle at the perfect price, because with Ray's price promise, the numbers you are hearing now are the same exact prices you can expect to shop in-store or online. That's because Ray's price promise means no price changing, no add-ons, no hidden fees, no bunk. Since they prioritize affordably for their customers, hurry into Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram today and shop one of Chicago's largest inventories, then drive home with more money in your pocket. So, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, then you have to check out our team at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, because they're the only team we recommend. Visit them today on Route 12 in Fox Lake. For more information, visit raycdjr.com. Serving the community since 1963.
All right.
The E in 4XE stands for electric.
So it's an electric Willy.
It's
Nice.
I believe it's a hybrid, so it's partly gas and then also electric.
All right.
Now, by the way,
Go get your electric Willys.
in the song Sugar Magnolia by the Grateful Dead, they say jump like a Willy in four-wheel drive. That's what they're referring to as a Jeep.
Okay.
I had to look that up once.
Someone last week,
what's a
when
Willy?
we were talking about the Willys Wranglers, said that the person who founded Jeep, first name was Willie.
Right.
I don't know if that's true, but that's what our chat said.
Also, the same guy
Willie
that
Jeep.
took care of Elf when Elf came from Melmac, Willie.
Yes, Willy.
Same guy.
There you
Hey,
go.
Willie.
Willie!
That was my Elf impression. That was good. Yours was good, too.
Elf, this is my Willie impression.
That's pretty good.
Elf.
Pretty good. It's like a poor man's Richard Dreyfuss.
Love that show. Okay, let's get back to the mailbag, or do you want to
Yes,
keep talking
please.
about Willies?
Good Lord.
Okay, how about this one? This is from Genesis. Again, in the Discord as a diehard. Thank you, Genesis. When the Rangers signed Kako, what's his first name?
Capo.
Kako, to his one-year extension, I thought it was just a prove-it deal, But a lot of plugged-in people are saying the deal is to make it easier for the Rangers to now trade him. Take the chance here?
No. Not interested.
I still feel like it would be too much to get him at this point.
If it's for a 4th-round pick or lower, sure.
Yeah, I'd give it another year.
But I just, nothing he has done since he has been to the NHL has gotten me excited for anything. He's been a whole lot of meh. Former number 2 overall pick. Let's see here.
300 games, 117
It's just
points.
not that great. 18 goals is his career high, 40 points.
2 seasons ago, 40 points in a full 82-game season, 13 goals, 19 points in 61 games.
No,
this
I'm not
season.
interested. And I know a lot of his
Playoffs.
previous
2
seasons.
points. 2 points
He was a healthy
in
scratch.
15 playoff games this year.
He was getting healthy scratch for Matt Rempe. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I mean,
Good,
Like Lafreniere was a guy that turned it around this year. Still probably not worth the number 1 overall pick, but had a really good year.
very good year, yeah.
Kakko, 19 points in 61 games. I'm good. Like, we've got our own struggling prospect in Lucas Reichel. Let's get him
Yeah,
going.
definitely.
Why do we need another guy like that?
All right. Should we address MG's comment? Do we have a mailbag question like this? This is a air quotes rumor that's
This
going
is
around.
this number 18 one here.
So I was on a very dependable website today that almost had everything spelled right. And it said that there's a rumor from Nick Kyprios saying that the Blackhawks and Jets are working on a trade where the Hawks would send him number 18, Lucas Reichel, and Connor Murphy for Rutger McGroarty and Nikolaj Ehlers. That is
not a
not
thing.
happening. That is not happening. I reached out to Nick Kyprios. Nick Kyprios responded and said, bullshit, please send me that link.
That ain't me, dog.
It's not happening. So I think we have to do our annual.
Wait.
Your annual.
He said he didn't say that?
He didn't.
He did not say that.
He said, the article when you read it said, Nick Kyprios says the Jets are looking possibly into moving Nikolaj Ehlers. That's all he said. And then it expanded saying, we've heard this, he did not say the Blackhawks are offering Connor Murphy, Lucas Reichel, and 18 for Ehlers and McGroarty. That would get a general manager fired.
18 might not be enough for McGroarty alone. Reichel and guys, listen. Like Lucas Reichel at this point and Connor Murphy they don't have any value on the trade market. It's not like here are 3 bad things for a good thing. It doesn't work that way. You can't give me 5 bags of flaming poop for a Lamborghini. Well, you're only giving me 1 Lamborghini. I gave you 5 bags of flaming poop. That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Flaming, we might have a deal.
Like, it's just, I know if you hear that trade rumor, you're like, yo, that's awesome. Then it's not going to happen.
It's not happening.
Kevin Sheldayoff is not dumb. He's not going to do that deal. He'd be immediately fired. If you're trading for Rutger McGroarty, you're giving up a player in your system, it's going to be someone you like.
Yeah.
It's going to be someone you're excited about. When Cutter Gauthier got traded last year, was it Jamie Drysdale and a second-round pick?
Yeah.
Jamie Drysdale was a high-end prospect, like a Korchinski level prospect, perhaps. Oliver Moore, Frank Nazar type prospect in terms of organizational rank.
A very high pick, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be Lucas Reichel and Connor Murphy. There's no chance.
McGroarty was the 14th overall pick in 2022. 1 pick right after Frank Nazar.
So you could have had him then.
Since then, as teammates with Frank Nazar at the University of Michigan, 39 points in 39 games as a freshman, 52 points in 36 games this year as a sophomore. You're gonna have to give up something pretty nice for him because that is a stud prospect.
And here's another thing: I don't foresee. I know some people disagreed with me when I said it over the weekend. I don't foresee the Winnipeg Jets trading a guy like that to someone within their own division.
I would think not.
Unlikely, yeah.
Unless you give them an offer they can't refuse.
People say, trades within the division happen all the time. Sure, for rental players.
Right.
Not for guys that has the potential of whooping your ass for 13 years in a row. Like, say, God forbid, something like this happens for the Hawks, where like Oliver Moore doesn't want to sign here, and then you find out you traded him to the St. Louis Blues or Minnesota Wild, you're gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
You're gonna be pissed. Great. Now I gotta watch Oliver Moore beat the Blackhawks 5 times a year.
Right.
Probably not gonna happen. Everybody fell in love with Rutger McGorty this weekend. It was like, oh yeah, we got to get him. We got to get him. How about you just draft a Rutger McGorty at 18?
Sure. By the way,
Michael Branson-Niger.
if they want to acquire Rutger
Problem
McGorty,
solved.
go for it.
Sure, it's
I'm just
gonna be
saying it's not
expensive.
going to be that.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the return. And I want to be clear. Nick Kypreos told me in no uncertain terms, I never said that. BS. He said bullshit in his response.
Yes.
So
And also
take
said-
that specific rumor.
And also said that GM would get fired if he made that trade.
I said that.
Oh, okay.
In fairness, but he should be fired if he does that trade.
Yes.
Like
It's going to be expensive.
Especially for it being Ehlers and McGorty.
yes, that's
Yeah, no.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No.
If you want to get him, fine. He's a hell of a prospect.
yeah.
But you're going to have to give up something you really like, something you're going to go, ooh, I don't know. Like, the Jets aren't giving him away for nothing.
Right. And just in general, here's some tips.
Even though
too.
they have no leverage, they're still going to get a nice
Right.
return for him.
Yeah, because he's in demand. As you're looking at these like weird websites that have these rumors on them, if there's no link to the tweet or video of the comment, or like even this one I looked at had like hot links.
Or using someone's name.
Yes.
Like-
Well, they use Nick Kypreos, but then you click on that, and it doesn't take you to him saying it. It takes you to another page on their site anytime Nick Kypreos is mentioned.
Yeah.
That's not
Right.
No.
And if you're reading an article that has no author credited to it, or the author doesn't have a real name, like it's, Hawks fan
it's like a
52,
yeah.
it's bullshit.
Yeah. So just, be aware of those things. And, what I always do too, like, look, we see these things. They're exciting to us as much as they're exciting to you. And as soon as I saw that, I plugged in the keywords of Twitter of Reichel, Ehlers, McGorty, Chicago, whatever. And you see immediately that first story pops up. You go to that story and nothing is linked. Nothing is, and it's nowhere else.
Right, and the rest of that site is basically either crap like this or just putting in article form an insider's tweet.
Right.
That's all it is. It's not a real thing.
Right.
But people click it, people read it, and then run to the internet and say, hey, this website, they've got their own page.
Yeah.
They've got ads and everything. It must be real. You know who the sources are.
Exactly.
You know who to go to. Saravalli, Friedman.
Sure.
Drager,
And those guys will
Weeks.
be more cautious,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm sure there are things that Elliot Friedman knows right now that he just can't go with yet.
Because the fourth guy hasn't confirmed it yet.
Right, exactly.
right.
And that's how it's supposed to be done. But I don't think a trade as specific as the one we've been talking about is going to be had first by hockeytraderumor.org or whatever the hell
Yeah.
the site was. Like,
Yeah.
Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Especially now that Twitter has, you can buy a verification versus earn a verification, which is fine. Do you? Nothing against it.
Yep.
I'm just saying the reason those existed in the past was you could tell, hey, this is the real person reporting the real news.
Right.
All right.
All right, well, so fine. That rumor might be BS, but here's a question from the Twitter from at Auburn Morton, who says, forget Rutger. What's the cost for Ehlers, and do you think he fits what the Hawks are looking for?
I think he does.
His
think
value is very hard to read.
I think he fits. I'm interested in what it would take to get him, because he's on a 1-year deal, right? Very affordable currently. $6 million cap hit. Like, that's not crazy.
Right.
And he's got a track record of like decent production, but not like top line production, but also take into the consideration that he's played on a Jets team that's had a lot of talent around it. So, could he be one of those underrated quote unquote players that just hasn't had a opportunity to do more?
Yeah.
Kind of like Martin Necas? I think so. I think he's a guy that's got solid talent that just has been on a team that has also had a lot of talent, so he hasn't had the opportunity to showcase a ton of it. So I think he fits. I think it'd be interesting. I would like, if I'm making a trade for him, I would like to have the extension already as part of it.
Yeah. 28 years old as of February. Oh, Valentine's Day. 6 foot 172, left-handed shot. He had this year 61 points in 82 games. That is a career high. He in the past has had seasons of 55 and 62 games in 2021-22, 58 points in 71 games, and then he had a 60 and 64 point season. Oh, sorry. 64 was his career high, that second year of his career.
2,
so
3, 4,
good
5,
production,
6,
not great production.
7 of the last 8 NHL seasons over 20 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that worries me a little bit is that games played column. He played 82 games this past season. It was the first time he did that since 2018. He's had some issues staying on the ice, some injury problems. And as I said last week when we were talking about some other players, when you have a roster that already has Taylor Hall and Andreas Athanasiou and some other guys that have issues staying on the ice, Ehlers is a good player. I don't want to give up a ton for him for 1 year. You know, as Mario, you said, if there's an extension involved, depending on what that price is.
I wouldn't do it for just a year.
I mean, I'm not giving up much to get him for a year and having him walk. It makes no sense for the Hawks to do that right now. Like, future assets should be given up for known commodities that you know you have control of for a while. 1 year, Nikolaj Ehlers, what does that really do for you?
No,
nothing.
I think if they're giving up the assets it would take to get him, I think the extension is assumed. But again, then you're dealing with, do the Jets want to deal him in division? I don't know. This is a guy whose value I'm having a lot of trouble like finding a comparable for. Because even though he's been in the league as long as he's been, I don't really know what to make of him as a player. Like, 457 points in 605 games. Those are good numbers.
He's like a Victor Arvidsson, Kevin Fiala type guy. Not a superstar.
Yeah.
Not a guy that you build a team around, but a guy that, will put up numbers because he's not playing on the top line. Because he can go play against second and third pairing defenders.
Through similarity scores,
Doug Gilmour.
Brought to you by Hockey Reference. Through 9 years, Doug Gilmour, Sean Monahan, Michael Ryder, Robert Reichel, Gabriel Landeskog, Jeff Skinner, Paul Stastny, Scott Gomez, something named Sweeney Schreiner, and Peter McNabb.
I like her. She's cute.
Sweeney Schreiner.
All right, so here we go. Back in February when
in the Hall of Fame.
The Jets traded Sean Monahan. I'm sorry, when the Canadians traded Sean Monahan to the Jets, Montreal got a first-round pick and a conditional third.
That was for a rental. Sean Monahan. Hey, if his comparability is Sean Monahan's a free agent. Just go get Sean Monahan.
That's true.
And not give
Get
up
them
anything.
both. Get them both.
Just get Sean Monahan. It only costs you money. You don't have to give up any picks. You're getting the same guy.
If it's just
guy,
if
too.
it's just a rental, would you give up 18 and a third?
For 1 year? No. Because that
Not
does
for
nothing
rental.
for me.
So what's the point?
If the
But I'm
Hawks
saying
were like,
no. I'm saying if you trade him with the 1 year on his contract, right? He says I'm not signing an extension before I'm getting traded or anything. See what happens. Would you give up 1 and 3 and then you talk to him for the year?
No. I'm not taking that chance giving up 18. If I'm giving up 18, I want assurances someone's going to be here a long time.
if this team was in Nikolaj Ehlers away from making the playoffs, I'd think about it.
Yeah.
But they're not.
See, like 18 is when I start talking about Natchez and like those kind of guys and higher end talent. And again, I'm not moving that without assurances screw assurances. I want the contract signed before the trade is made. Theoretically, of course, you can't do it until the trade is made, but you know what I'm saying.
Right, yeah.
I'm not giving up 18 for any rental. I wouldn't give up 18 for a year of Connor McDavid. Because what does it accomplish next year?
Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup.
With the first line of Bedard, McDavid, and Nick Foligno?
Me.
Yes.
If I'm on the line with those
They
two
gotta play
guys, I'd
60
still
minutes
get
a night.
I'd still get 50 points.
I don't know at this point. Again, if we're talking 3-4 years down the road and the Hawks are knocking on the door being legit playoff contenders, then a middle first-round pick makes sense to deal to get you that piece you need. But right now, for a rental, hell no. No.
That's why Bijan says this is why you take the forward at number 2. I kind of agree.
Yep.
Because those type of players become very, very expensive later on if you don't have them.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay, let's go. That one we jumped ahead there. We had one more from the Discord. This is from AJ.
Another AJ.
Different AJ.
Different AJ.
Who asks, what are your ideas for the Blackhawks Winter Classic jerseys? The Winter Classic seems like a good opportunity to soft launch a new alternate logo.
I'm down with the idea of an alternate logo. Winter Classic, they almost always go retro.
Yeah.
I want a red one. They haven't had a red outdoor jersey.
I want a
yet.
red outdoor jersey.
Red outdoor jersey. What it look like? I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool to have the Tomahawk C on the jersey on the shoulders as the main logo.
I'm down with that.
Could do that.
Something like that. But I want a red outdoor jersey. They haven't had it. It's been black or white.
Yeah.
Time for some red.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I think kind of like what they did with the. Was it the 2016 or 17 Winter Classic? 17, where they had like the 60s style white jersey.
Yeah.
I think they might do that where it's like the 50s, 60s style but red, where like the was it the
Tomahawks are on
the sleeves,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I
I
agree.
think they might do something like that. That'd be cool.
I would love that. And kind of the old, the more haggard warrior head. Looks older, kind of that sort of a look would be cool. They haven't done that in a while. But Earthbound, by the way, says bring back the black jerseys. They're going to. It's a matter of time. It will probably be next season. But the Hawks have pretty much flat out told us they're doing it. So
Yeah.
and they sold some for the Chelios game last year. Like
Yeah,
it's happening. It's just in the first year with Fanatics, they won't be doing that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
By the way, we got confirmation that the Thursday or the Friday. What day's the draft? Friday? Yeah.
Right.
Friday.
That afternoon, we're gonna go to the Fanatics
Cool.
unveiling.
Do the people know that?
They do now.
They do now.
Yep. So we're gonna see the new jerseys in person.
Mm-hmm.
The day
Try
of
them
the draft.
on. Give them an old stretch.
Give them a pull. Yeah, I'm gonna stand it on it.
Slash
and
them
pull
with
the
a hockey
sleeves.
stick. See if they stand up.
Well, the Capitals revealed
Hold over your
their.
head and start punching you.
It's the 50th anniversary for the Caps this year, and they revealed some of their jerseys, and they got kind of in on like the detail. Looks okay. Like obviously, look and feel are two different things. But if I didn't know, if it didn't say Fanatics like on the back of the collar here, it looks just like the Adidas. So hopefully they do okay.
The smart thing would to just be take over the Adidas manufacturing process and just say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Especially after
Which is what I think they're
what
gonna
they
do.
did with what happened with MLB and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we'll see.
I do know that there will be enforcements. I might have mentioned this last week, so apologies if I did. They're going to put enforcements on the like forearm area because players were complaining about board burn in the Adidas jerseys. So that's something they've added an extra layer of protection. So if you get scuffed on a board, it doesn't burn your skin. So that's a change that Fanatics is making, and
your
I know
elbow
that they
pad
have
should
been
go.
working with trainers and equipment managers and players to try to get this thing right. I think they understand the importance of this for their business.
yeah.
And another thing about them is, unlike Adidas, you will actually be able to buy the on-ice jersey, the same jersey the players wear. Even the Adidas Authentics were not on ice.
Yeah. Actual authentics would be cool. Reebok, theirs was an actual authentic.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll see. That's what I'm most concerned with Fanatics is what's available through the general to the public through retail, because the players they'll figure it out.
Right.
They already have their own. The jerseys are already different. Whatever. It's what the fans are going to be buying. What the real money is going to be spent on. That's what I care about, because if the retail jerseys stink, then you're going to have a big upheaval.
Yep.
But we'll see.
All right, let's get back into the Twitterverse
Back into the bag.
and more draft-related topics. Let's see. @CivilizedHuman asks, does Michkov coming to the NHL in 2024 affect the Blackhawks' decision to draft Demidov?
It might, but it shouldn't.
No.
Yeah,
It's different situations.
I think last week at the Dan Milstein Russian Showcase Spectacular, they pretty much heard what they needed to hear. Milstein said he's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
right. And Demidov through, I mean, he expressed himself. He said, I next year. Like, I mean, he said it. Milstein said it. Like, there really should be no concerns about Demidov and when he'll come over to North America. What you should be concerned about is all these college players. These entitled American. When's the American factor?
The NCAA factor
going to be figured into
buddy
drafting
Cam
all these
Robinson
guys.
tweeted about it, and he's right.
He's not wrong.
Something we can talk about during the watch along tonight, starting at 7:00.
Can't get these guys too educated.
Yeah.
Hey,
These
players,
woke college campuses.
Yeah, send them to those homeschooled CHL players.
Players are starting to realize they have all the power.
Yeah.
We've been seeing this trend for a couple years now. It's you could say it started with the Columbus Blue Jackets basically saying no, we don't want Mike Babcock here, and them saying okay.
Yeah.
We saw it with you can't do pride tape or anything like that, and then players were like, "Find me." Here's Connor McDavid putting pride tape on. Find me, and they didn't. They backed down. So players are starting to realize if it weren't for us, there'd be no NHL. So we need to start taking a little bit more for ourselves. So
good for them.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
All right. This one is a little. I like. Can't wait to hear your reaction to this one. This is from Timo at Timo Jerko. Hello from Slovakia.
Thomas Yurko's brother.
Hello from Slovakia, the land of Hossa, and future Hawks Misiak and Gajan.
Yes.
Last 2 years seen great drafts for Slovaks, Slav, Nemec, Dvorsky in the top 10, and some more. This year's a lot weaker. Is there any Slovak prospect you heard about that can interest Hawks in later rounds, second, third? Seems like this is an answer he should be giving to us, is what I'm thinking.
Right. I have to check with my Slovakian scout, Timo Yurko. I wish I can come up with an answer on the fly. I should have researched this.
Yeah, I don't look over the Twitter
Let's see.
questions before the
International
show.
skaters. The highest rated Slovak player as I scroll way down. Whoa, my lord. Where are you at, Slovakia? Holy moly.
Boy.
I am 104th into the international prospects and haven't found one yet.
Well, that's not a good sign.
There we go. Jakub Harvanek.
That's my guy.
A 6'3", 205 defenseman from Chenchin.
Is he
Marian
right-handed?
Hossa's hometown.
There you go.
Is he right-handed?
Is he right-handed? It does not say, actually.
If he's right-handed, take him at 2.
That's all that matters. And the other one is Andrzej Fabus.
I like him.
He is a 6'1", 176 defenseman. Those are the two in the 135-player-long list of the international skaters. Now we can look at goalies and see if there's a Slovak in there. There we go. Martin Haranik is the fifth-rated European goalie, 6'5", 201 from Bratislava Junior.
Make him a right-handed defenseman.
Or just draft him as a goalie.
I just like Greg's strategy of make them right-handed and a defenseman and take them at 2.
You can draft anybody you want if you could just turn them in. Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah,
not looking good for the old Slovaks this draft.
Can't say I know too many deep Slovakian prospects. But if there is one, sure, go for it. There's been a rise in Slovakian hockey and the investment in it and the opportunities for it. We've seen at World Juniors, World Championships, Slovakian teams have been going much further than they have in the past, and yeah, it's awesome. It's great to see. But the more countries that can, put out quality hockey teams that make, USA and Canada and Sweden and Finland and Russia, give them, those Power 4, give them or 5 rather, give them runs for their money and make those tournaments more interesting, the better. That's better for the growth of hockey across the board.
All right, y'all. We're going to do one more today, and then we're going to pack up the mailbag and bring it back tomorrow.
Sounds good, because we have a second show to do.
Yeah. This one's from Alberto Vitale, who says, who will score the game-winning goal in Game 7 tonight?
Zach Hyman.
Darnell Nurse. He's going to have a big middle finger to everybody else.
Adam Henrique.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
DJ
Zach
already
Hyman
took
has
that
16 playoff goals.
He's got a
But
lot.
he's only got like 2 in this series.
Well, he's due.
I say either Henrique or it'd be fitting if it's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins,
Yeah.
That would be cool.
who will get the cup first from McDavid tonight.
So are we all picking the Oilers?
Saw a
Well, it's not
stat.
good for the Oilers. I am. I've been picking them since September. I'm not jumping off the
Yeah, you
train
can.
now.
Trying to find it. There was a stat about Adam Henrique in Game
I mean, DJ called the Henrique thing.
Yeah,
Game 6.
that was
Our friend from What
awesome.
Chaos.
I think he's got. What was it?
Here. Per NHL stats, Adam Henrique can become the 7th player in NHL history to record 3 game-winning goals in a single Stanley Cup final, and the first since Jacques Lemaire scored 3 in 1977 with Montreal.
I believe all 3 of the game-winning goals for the Oilers have been scored in this series by guys that weren't on the team to start the season. Henrique's got 2, and doesn't Corey Perry have the other game-winning goal?
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go. Good for the Oilers. Yeah, I think I picked Florida in the series, but I'm changing that. I think the Oilers win it. There's so much pressure on the Panthers to not collapse, and it seems like, I mean, you look at the camera panning the bench at the end of Game 6, and you could have told me it was all the pictures of World War I shell-shocked troops, and I would have said, yep, it's the same thing. Those dudes are rattled.
Hey.
They are rattled, and I feel like this is a team that is out of gas. They used up their entire tank to get to this point, and they are out of gas, and the Oilers, I mean, it's not a really good strategy to try and go down 0-3 and then come back, but they could have won some of those games, as we were talking about earlier. Like Game 1, they probably could have won. Now they're in the mode where it's just like, we have more in the tank left, and they're going to come out on top.
It would increase the Panthers' chances of winning if Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Reinhart came off the milk cartons they're on the back of and back onto the ice. Those guys have been invisible.
It's just so fitting that if the Oilers win, that they win in this way, because this has been like the story of their season
all year.
Mm-hmm. Just like
all year.
Down, rally back, finish strong. Like it's happened in seemingly every series. It's wild, and it would be kind of just poetic to see them win. And again, I think we're all rooting for Edmonton and Connor McDavid to win a cup. Nothing against the Panthers. I like the Panthers too, but it'd just be such a cool story to have the comeback from down 3-0. Get McDavid his cup. He's not going to catch Gretzky. He needs 6 points to beat Gretzky's scoring record.
Never say
I don't
never.
think he's going to do it.
But I'm confident to say if he does it, they'll win.
Yeah. No matter who wins tonight, Connor McDavid's getting the Conn Smythe Trophy.
You would think so.
There's nobody's been more valuable than that guy.
You would think so.
Funny you should say that. Entering Game 7 tonight, McDavid and the Oilers have a chance to win their first Stanley Cup since 1990, and McDavid could join an illustrious club. He has 174 points this season, including the playoffs, the highest total of his career. The only other players with 174 points in a season and playoff are Wayne Gretzky, who did it 10 times.
Is that good?
Mario Lemieux, who did it 3 times, and Mike Bossy, who did it once.
Hey, we've got some
Good
news.
list to be on.
Not Hawks news.
Okay.
Friend of the show, Brock Sheehan, is the new head coach at Notre Dame.
Good for him.
Oh,
That's a move.
like
that,
head coach.
Head coach.
Yeah, their longtime guy was
Yeah,
retiring.
Jeff Jackson
Oh,
retired.
Okay.
And Brock Sheehan moved in.
That's a very
Good for him.
not surprising move.
Had to get him on. Good guest.
He got the shaft with the Chicago Wolves.
Yes, he did.
You know what's great, though, is just that we don't need to talk to Chris Peters and Cam Robinson, and we've got all the draft experts we want right here. Because I'm being told that if Levshunov is drafted, it is a failure of a draft and a disgrace.
Well,
all right. I hope Kyle Davidson's got in the chat, so he knows. Yeah,
Raise Kyle Davidson's burner.
Quick, another thing that's been talked about in the chat is overtime. What do you say about tonight? Is there going to be overtime?
I hope not. Now that we're going to be doing a watch along, I hope not. The other day I was like, I hope 3 overtimes. Not now.
If it goes overtime, aren't Pete and DJ on all overtimes? Are they still doing that?
Going to the game.
they're
They're going to the game?
Well,
in
then
Florida.
we'll have to figure something out.
Yeah.
No, we are the official watch along.
All right.
I mean, we're going to watch it until it ends.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave while the game's
Yeah, I'm sorry. Overtime. I'm going to get in my car and drive home
Well,
30 minutes and miss it.
Yeah.
We will be
We'll
on
be here.
until the cup is handed out and passed around.
Do we have the capability to take some like intermission breaks? Like, do we have like a "we'll be right back" kind of a sign we can? create.
Steal one from The Simpsons or something.
Sure.
No, that's when we're gonna answer the rest of these mailbag questions.
There you go.
How
We
many
can do
more
that
do we
too.
have?
All right. So
we
we'll
got a
talk
bunch.
to you. We're going to be here at 7 tonight. The link's already live on YouTube.
Yeah, you can come
So,
hang out. For
yeah,
the
go
next,
just go sit in the
4.5
chat and hit that
hours.
like button.
3 hours.
Yeah, hang out with us. Hit the like button now, by the way, if you haven't done that yet. And a reminder, Wednesday at 2:30, we are going to talk to the legendary Craig Button. I'm so excited for this. I think we all are. It's going to be amazing, so don't miss that. And then Thursday, we are headed to Vegas for the draft and a
Also-
very exciting week for the Hawks.
Happy anniversary to 17 seconds.
That's
It
right.
was today in 2013.
11 years
times.
old.
Good times.
Lot of
Those
fun.
were good
Fun.
times. Let's live
We
in
can
that
talk
time.
about the memories of that while we have 3.5 hours to kill.
That
later
sounds
tonight.
great.
Sure.
And 5 overtimes. All right, we'll talk to everybody tonight at 7 o'clock, right back here on the CHGO Blackhawks Podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.